Hello and welcome to Good Day Street Talk. Antwan Lewis reporting. Here's what we're working on today, everybody. Help wanted. Corporate America is looking for people to fill available positions, but the skills gap is actually creating more problems than answers. Well, there's a program that's trying to change all of that. We'll talk about it. Up next, closing the skills gap. Help is needed for computer science jobs, but are there enough potential workers trained for them? What can be done? We'll tell you about it. Listen to these numbers. By the year 2020, there will be 1.4 million computer science-related jobs open, but only 400,000 graduates with the skills to fill those jobs. Well, it's a major gap that needs to be closed for both sides to benefit. Here to tell us how we can possibly help close that gap is Dr. Arthur Langer, who is the chairman and the founder of Workforce Opportunity Services. Good morning to you, sir.
Morning.
Nice to meet you. Tell me a little bit about the program first.
Well, this is a program that provides, we find talent in underserved communities. We go from everywhere from a high school graduate or all the way up to returning veterans from post 9/11 service.
Right.
And we find the talent to fill positions that companies are specifically looking for. We provide the education, the cultural transformation. We are the employer for a period of time, preparing them for eventual transformation into the workplace.
Right.
So at some point, our partners will hire them away, free of charge. And we are, of course, a 501c3 not-for-profit organization.
How long have you been around, Dr. Arthur?
Well, I started the research at Columbia University. A professor practiced there, and that was in the late 90s. We did 5 years of research, and then started the organization in 2005.
What's the most critical need, I guess, if you will? Which area of employment is it that you find that you are placing more people in or helping them transition to?
Well, it really varies. We started in the IT world, the technology area. However, I must tell you that we do about 100 veterans a year for United Rentals that are mechanics. We're finding a shortfall in the skills areas. So we do everything from mechanics to Java developers for GE.
So you all teach, well, if they already have some degree of background or proficiency with it, you all just help polish it, I guess? Is that what you do?
No, what we actually do is we partner with major universities around the country. We're in over 60 locations in the United States. We're also in Europe. There's a problem in Europe as well. And what we do is we look at essentially the flagship public universities like Penn State, Georgia Tech, University of Michigan, and others, and we design the programs to meet the needs of the companies and then include the actual soft skills, if you will, and our individuals actually get a certificate from the universities that they work with. And it's a combined hybrid model in that they're working for us and they're going to school at the same time, maybe at night or maybe one day a week. It depends on the relationship. And then after, typically within 2 years after our employment, they then move over. It's sort of a try before you buy. And what we're doing essentially is we're preparing these individuals for a better transformation and a higher success ratio.
Do they have to have a certain resume? You know?
No. No, we typically start with someone who has at least a high school or GED. That's the only thing. I don't look at any SAT scores. I mean, I'm looking for individuals that have a desire to succeed and they just need some help.
How many people would you say since 2005 that you've helped?
Over 4,000. Wow. Over 4,000 individuals, and we have 90% retention. So one of the things that I'm saying to corporate America is, hey, if you want to have a high retention, there's hidden talent out there, and the return on investment is enormous.
A little bit about your background. You grew up in the Bronx.
I did.
You know, from the Bronx. And what influence did your upbringing there have on your mission that you're actively engaged in now?
Well, I'm a sample, if you will, or an example. I grew up maybe 3-4 blocks from Yankee Stadium. My dad was a Teamster during the Jimmy Hoffa era.
Okay.
No one in my family went to college. I'm still the only person that graduated from college. I got lucky and was discovered to have artistic talent and got someone helped me in a furniture store to put together a portfolio, and I made the High School of Music and Art, which is now, of course, the Theo LaGuardia High School of Music and Art. Changed my life. Now, I did it, but someone opened that door, and I got married young. I had to go to school at night for 18 years, including my doctoral work at Columbia, and now I'm a professor there. So I'm an example of that, but I had just some help along the way.
Is it hard to get people to, not everyone, some people have a problem saying, I need help. You know, there's a pride factor that gets in the way. Do you run into that, and then how do you address that to say, we don't judge you, we're just trying to help you have a better life?
I think that being an example of that helps, being able to relate to these individuals, and now that we have 4,000 or 5,000 people that have gone through the program, all I have to do is bring the graduates in, and I always say to them, look, you know, maybe I'm from Missouri, you know, show me. I'll take that on. But I think people, they see it right away. They know when someone has come from the street.
So is there an application process? Is it open? And just give us the information.
Yeah, it's wforce.org, www.wforce.org.
Okay.
And there's a whole application area there, and you can put in your information and we'll get in touch with you.
What skills, you mentioned Europe, what skills are you helping people transition to?
We're doing skills in the Netherlands, in the north of Netherlands, where there's a shortfall of skilled labor for the gas that's up there in the northern. We've done IT work in France, of all places.
Really?
And you know, my feeling is if you get the French, you can get anybody, right? Because it's a welfare economy, and so what we're finding is global companies have global issues. It's not just the United States, it's all over the world where they're trying to deal with servicing their communities and at the same time providing the right kind of talent, diversity, and all of that comes with our program because we represent the local communities that we're servicing.
We'll put it on our website, Dr. Arthur.
You got it.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks.